In this video, I'm going to be talking about FanDuel. They're probably one of the most popular places that you can bet on sports online. I'm going to be reviewing their sportsbook, not their casino or anything like that. I do want to point out that FanDuel is not paying me to say anything. I want to give you my unbiased review on them. However, if you do feel like FanDuel is a good fit for you and you do want to bet with them, please do click on the links in my description. You can get a no sweat first bet when you sign up through the links in my description. I do get a small commission when you sign up through my links in the description. It is a good way to show your appreciation, and I do put a lot of time into my reviews for different sports books. I would encourage you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your experience is with FanDuel. Let's do this shit. Okay, here's a quick look inside FanDuel Sportsbook. You can see how everything's pretty neatly organized. Along the left-hand side, you can see all the major sports that you can place bets on. This includes the NFL, college basketball, college football, Major League Baseball, soccer, the NBA, tennis, really just all the major sports. And then if you scroll down more, along the left-hand side, you can see all the other sports that you can place bets on. FanDuel does work with cell phones or mobile devices, which means you can use it on your Android or your iPhone. Really, I just believe it's super important to have a sportsbook that can work on mobile devices. You know, because sometimes I'm not at home and I'm ripping little ladies off at the bingo parlor. Don't judge me. There is one little annoyance when using their mobile device, though. The system will log you out from time to time, and I know that's for security reasons because you don't want some little shit buying something on your account. Or maybe I should say placing a bet on a game that you don't want to place a bet on. That son of a bitch just placed $1,000 against the Colts. But every time you log in, you have to type in your email address, which is my preferred way of signing in. And granted, you can have FanDuel say, remember my email address, but you always have to enter your password. Can be kind of difficult if you have fat fingers like I do. But one way their competitor DraftKing does it better is they allow you to put a 4-digit PIN in. Therefore, it's just so much faster to sign in. It's not a big deal with FanDuel, but it's just a little minor annoyance. Next, when using it on a mobile device or even on your computer, everything does load quickly, which means there's no latency. You're never waiting for anything. One nice feature is when you're placing a bet and say the line does change, if it's a -110 line and it does change to a -115, FanDuel will just give you a notice that, hey, it did change. And you can even automatically accept these if you want to. But everything functions the way it should, and it's easy to find whatever you're trying to bet on. I mostly use the mobile version, so the logging in and logging out thing without being able to put your PIN in is a little minor annoyance. Despite their one little flaw, I'm going to give FanDuel a 5 out of 5. No matter what you're trying to bet on, you're not going to just have to click on a whole bunch of different things. And I really do wish a lot of other sportsbooks would make it this easy to use. And clearly, if you use it on a mobile device, it will work on Android or your iPhone. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the features with FanDuel. Features are really important when you're considering a sportsbook. And with FanDuel, you will be able to bet on pretty much any sport you can think of, any major sport you can think of. And no, you can't bet on politics on FanDuel. Not that I really care about politics anyway. As long as gambling is legal in Kansas, that's all I care about. But anyways, you can pretty much bet on any sport you want, and you can bet exactly how you want. For instance, take football as an example. If you want to bet on the spread, you can bet on the spread. If you want to bet on the money line, you can bet on the money line. Overs and unders, who's going to be leading by the first quarter, tons and tons of different player props. For example, anytime touchdowns, whether or not I'm going to steal your girlfriend, oh, that's an automatic. A certain player for an over and under for yardage, a specific team over and under for the season in wins, live betting, meaning when the game's going on, you can bet on how the game's progressing and any way you want to bet on that. You can pretty much parlay anything you want with FanDuel, meaning you could bet a baseball game parlayed with a football game in the over and then 3 player props in an NHL game. All I'm trying to say is with FanDuel, you can bet any way you want in pretty much any sport you want. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to place a bet with FanDuel. First thing you want to do is, for this example, I'm going to be betting on an NFL game. So you're going to go over to the left-hand corner and click on NFL. Next, we're going to look at this Atlanta Falcons and Jacksonville Jaguars game. Now, if you wanted to take Atlanta to lose by 3, you would click this, the +3. If you wanted to take Jacksonville to win by 3, you would click the -3. And then the money line, you're basically picking the winner. Same thing, you would just click it, either one. And then the total, the over and unders, same thing. One really cool feature about FanDuel is they show the stats right here. So you can click on that and you can see, what the team is against the spread, the money line, the over and under. Now let's say we're interested in a player prop. To do that, all you do is click on either the Atlanta or Jacksonville Jaguars. And then you can see they have all kinds of player props. TD scorer props, and you basically find whatever player you want. Calvin Ridley's a good one for plus 160. But as you can see, I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's a ton of them if you want to do like first half or second half, passing props, receiving props. And let's say we did find one and the receiving props that we do like. Say we're going to go with Calvin Ridley for over 66.5 yards. All you do is click on that, and then you put in your prop, or your wager, sorry. You finalize your bet. One thing I do absolutely love about FanDuel is their live in-game tracking. Basically, whenever you place a bet, you can see your active bets. Don't get me wrong, all sportsbooks allow you to see your active bets. But what I like about FanDuel is I do a lot of player props, and FanDuel actually has a live in-game tracker that will show you like a little bar. If you got LeBron James for over 35 points, it'll keep a bar at like 30 points during the game and showing you when you're almost over the 35. Really, it's a very nice feature that I wish a lot of other sportsbooks would use, but I really love that aspect about FanDuel. Okay, so in terms of features, I'm going to have to give FanDuel a 5 out of 5. You're going to be able to bet any way you want. You can pretty much bet on any sport you want. You can bet on spreads, money lines, overs and unders, player props, futures for a team, for a player. You can make parlays. Basically, FanDuel does what any sportsbook should be able to do. Lets you bet on any kind of sport you want. Okay, so we got to check the prices with FanDuel. And to do this, I'm using OddsJam. If you haven't heard of it already, it's a great tool for betting on sports. You can track all your bets for 100% free. But they do have a number of premium features. And since they do have a lot of premium features, we're using their premium feature, which allows you to scrape a number of different sports books. And I'm doing this so I can show you the odds that you get with FanDuel compared to other sports books. Okay, so to show you the prices with FanDuel, what I did is I logged into OddsJam, and what this does is it scrapes a whole bunch of different sports betting sites, and you can see how their odds stack up against other sports betting sites. Now, here's FanDuel right here. I know it's overwhelming at first, but it's really pretty easy to use. Basically, this is FanDuel right here, and the Chicago Bears and Washington Commanders game. You see how their odds is 245, and the average is negative 248.6. Their prices are a little bit high for that one. Same thing with the Bears. If you took the Bears at FanDuel, you would get plus 200, but the average odds is 206.9. So you're going to be paying a little bit, or you're not going to be getting paid as much. Now here's a good one. With the Carolina Panthers, the average odds is 341. FanDuel is offering it at 330. Detroit Lions, the average is negative 436.7. FanDuel is offering it at negative 420. Now they do have some that are pretty competitive, as you can see with the Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts game, 104.9, 104, 113.4, 112. It's pretty close. But, I mean, if you look at this Giants game, right? This one, the average is plus 430.1, plus 430. The Miami Dolphins, if you take them, negative 568 is the average. FanDuel is offering it for negative 590. That's a huge difference. Okay, so to put odds in perspective, let's say that we're paying 12 points higher on every bet we place. So there's a negative 154 odds, and we place $100 on it, and we get 165.94. Now there's a negative 166 odds, and we put $100 on that, and we get 160.24. That 12-point difference, right? It's $5.70. And if you did 30 of those per month, that would be $171. So that's really how taking higher odds can affect the prices. Okay, in terms of odds with FanDuel, the odds are inflated, meaning sometimes you're not going to get as good as odds as you would with other sports books, but yet sometimes they are pretty competitive. So I'm going to give FanDuel a 3.5 out of 5 in terms of odds. Now, one thing I do want to mention is their odds are usually out before other sports books are. So if there is a matchup that you do like and you want that extra day or so, you can always jump on the odds on FanDuel. But as a general rule, just expect the odds to be a little bit more inflated. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about with FanDuel is their customer support, and also I'll be talking about depositing and withdrawing money. Okay, so the first things first, customer support. When you sign up for FanDuel, one thing that's important since you're dealing with money is to be able to talk to somebody to get problems resolved. The only way to get in contact with FanDuel is to text them or their live chat. Basically, you click on support at the bottom of their page. They do have a number of frequently asked questions, but if you do need to actually contact someone, you're going to have to fill out a request for help, which somebody usually helps you with live chat, or if it's a bigger problem, they might have to send you a message via support ticket. Now, I know a lot of people slam FanDuel for not having phone-based support. Not me, because really they respond very quickly. And I really don't care if I can talk to an actual person on the phone or not. In fact, my internet provider, I can talk to an actual person, and that's always a hassle, so phone support just isn't everything. And more has to do with, are they competent and can they actually take care of problems? And yes, FanDuel does do an excellent job at taking care of problems. I've only had to contact them a couple of times. My issues were always resolved within minutes. FanDuel does make it really easy to deposit money. One of the best ways to deposit money is called their quick deposit. Basically, with quick deposit, you can deposit your money in 5 different ways. With your Visa or Master debit card, with your online banking, basically you put in your account number and your routing number, Venmo and PayPal, and also you can use a credit card, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. And when you use a quick deposit method, the second you put in money to your account, you can use it to bet on sport. Now, they do have other deposit methods, and these are cash at the counter, pay near me. Basically, you go into 7-Eleven, Casey's, any gas stations, and you can use that. Wire transfers, FanDuel prepaid play cards, and then gift cards. Now, I've only used PayPal and online banking to deposit my money, and I was available to make a bet within minutes after depositing money. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about withdrawing money. That's everybody's favorite thing, right? They do have something called fast withdrawals, and you can do that, and you can do this with your Visa or Master debit card, also with your online banking. Basically, you put in your account number and your routing number for your bank, and you can do Venmo and PayPal. Now, I do need to mention that whatever way you deposit it, it has to be withdrawn that way. Meaning, if I put in my online banking information and then I wanted to withdraw with PayPal, I can't do that. Also, they do have a couple other ways to withdraw money, and it's through cash counter, FanDuel prepaid play cards, and a check. Now, I believe they do state you get your money within 48 hours. However, I've noticed it's much faster. For instance, I use my online banking, and I usually get my money within 24 hours. Someone has to manually approve your withdrawal, and at FanDuel, they will send you an email showing that it's been approved. Okay, so how do I rank FanDuel in terms of payments and customer service? Well, first things first, payments are very fast, and it's important to use a sportsbook that's regulated in the United States versus using a sportsbook that's overseas. And while a lot of people seem to want telephone support, I really feel like their text-based support is just as good. I mean, it's lightning fast. You always get your problems resolved quickly. So I'm going to give them a perfect 5 out of 5. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about with FanDuel is promotional offers. I once had a promotion for a job that I was working. It only took 7 years to get a promotion. Now I work from home, so thank God I ain't got to do that shit anymore. But anyways, FanDuel does offer a very good sign-on promotion. What I mean by sign-on promotion is when you sign up with them, you get a no-risk bet up to $1,000. Meaning if you place a bet and it loses, you'll get a credit for up to $1,000. Not a bad way to get started in the sports betting world. Aside from their welcome bonus, or promotion I should say, there are a lot of promotions throughout different sports, like for instance baseball, football, basketball. For instance, every Sunday there's going to be a promotional offer, say like a 25% boost on any game you bet on. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate their boost and everything with FanDuel, but they're not as good as other sports books. For instance, recently with DraftKings, you got like a $10 free bet, no risk. With BetMGM, you got a completely $25 no risk insurance bet. I haven't seen the quality of promotional boosts that I have seen with other sports books with FanDuel. And also another thing that FanDuel doesn't do very good is they don't have a loyalty program. Meaning a lot of sports bettors, when they bet with a certain sports book, they'll get like loyalty points and everything. And you can cash these in for credits and make more bets. At this time, FanDuel doesn't offer that. However, their promotion, their sign-on promotion is really probably one of the best things about them. So I'm going to give FanDuel a 4 out of 5 in terms of promotions, or possibly I should say promotional boost. Okay, so here's an overall look at the scorecard for FanDuel. In terms of usability and features, I give them a perfect 5 out of 5. They're easy to use. You can find everything you want to bet on. They'll work on mobile devices, both Apple ones and Android ones. With features, they get a perfect 5 out of 5. You can pretty much bet on any sport you want, any way you want to bet. The odds prices, deduct points from them is from their odds, and you won't get paid as much. So I'm going to give them a 3.5 out of 5. And in terms of trust, obviously they can be trusted. They're the largest sports book in the United States. It's quick and and easy to deposit money, withdraw money, and customer support, even though it's text-based and live chat only. It does respond very quickly. And also I'm going to have to knock them a little bit for promotional offers. They are a little bit less in terms of value for promotional offers. Granted, you do get a really good sign-on bonus, but there is no loyalty program. And for that, I'm going to have to give them a 4 out of 5. So overall, I'm going to give FanDuel a 4.5 out of 5. They are a decent sportsbook to bet on, and I've been using them for quite a while, and I've been pretty happy with them. Alright, well that's the end of this FanDuel review. If you like this review, go ahead and like it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you love about FanDuel. Let me know what you hate about FanDuel. The more feedback we get on FanDuel, the better. If you like this kind of content and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I got tons of shit I'm working on. There's always a crap load of links in the description, so make sure you check those out. And I'm out! I gotta go bet on some sports!